Good morning. It's been another week. That means a week full of drama and ongoing controversy and corruption within the addiction treatment industry. Seems like I can't go one day without somebody sending me an article or hearing something in the media about this center or that center. Of course, this week, the big Donnybrook, the big ruckus, the big melee was Recovery Centers of America and the article in the Boston Globe. And I guess I want to try to come at it with a little bit of a different angle. I don't want to necessarily talk about what Recovery Centers of America did right or did wrong, because here's what I know. You know, within any industry or even within any program or any process, there's going to be some things go wrong. I mean, there's going to be some bad actors within the treatment industry, and Recovery Centers of America may be that program. I mean, I know they got real defensive, and they were kind of like, "How dare you question us?" And that makes me wonder. And then it came out with this real generic kind of response, which was again kind of like, "Just shut up out there, all you good little addicts. Just shut your mouth and take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth and do what you're supposed to do." That was the vibe I got from Recovery Centers of America. But you know what? It's still, you can't judge that one program is indicating anything about the industry as a whole. Here's the deal, though. Here's what's disturbing to me. You can judge the general approaches within the industry and the systems within the industry and start to look for patterns. And here's what I think. I don't think there's any oversight. I don't think there's really any oversight of the drug and alcohol treatment industry. An industry that's a $46 billion a year industry. An industry that, has basically cornered the market in terms of how addicts are going to get help. There really are no other options, because the treatment industry has carved out with commercial insurance, and they defined themselves as this authority, and they've really co-opted recovery. For that kind of leverage and that kind of power, the industry has no oversight. And I don't mean accrediting bodies. I don't mean licensing bodies. Come on, we all know how that works. They come to your center for 3 days, once every 3 years, and oh my gosh, you passed your CARP accreditation or your JACO accreditation. Oh, wow. You had the common sense to tighten up the shop when these people rolled in. That doesn't give me a lot of comfort on what's going on out there. And then you have an organization like NATAP, the National Association of Addiction Treatment Providers. What do? They plan golf tournaments, write codes of ethics, and get their members together at posh resorts. They don't do oversight. I think what you're seeing from Recovery Centers of America is the natural results of a completely loose system. And the loose system is the result of the stigma of addiction. In other words, drug addict, shut your mouth. You're a liar, cheater, and a thief. And if you work the program and you do exactly what we say, you will get clean. And if you don't, well, then shame on you. Come back and see us again, and we'll charge you another 25 grand. That's the problem, guys. Recovery Centers of America, they are symptomatic of a deep cancer that exists within this industry. And it's not all treatment providers. There are very good treatment providers. I personally know some very good treatment providers, but that doesn't matter. There are 15,000 treatment providers out there. What we need is to shake the whole thing up and start all over. Man, I would love it if you just got out a whiteboard. You said, let's get this thing done. Let's get this thing done. Let's go to value-based reimbursement. How about you got to give money back if your person relapses and has to come back to treatment in a certain period of time? Incentivize the treatment center for success rather than incentivizing the treatment center for the person to come back. I don't know if you know it or not, but 70% of folks in private treatment have been there before. In other words, they're working with the same folks over and over again. Really what they're doing, and it would be fascinating if you watch this, but they're just passing the same people from center to center to center. And sometimes they're not even passing them around. They're coming back to the same center over and over again. Heard a story, this dad was telling me that his kid left the treatment center, and the treatment center said if he uses when he gets home, you put him in the car and get him right back to us. That, my friends, is a pretty good business model. Not so good for the patient, not so good for the family, but real good for the bottom line. You have a wonderful day.